What's going on, guys? Aero here, and guys, before we get started into today's video, I'm sure a lot of you have been wondering where I've been for the past few weeks and why there's been a lack of uploads on the channel. Now really the simple answer for that is I needed to have my channel approved from some stuff from YouTube, and I couldn't do anything about that until YouTube approved my channel, and it was really just on YouTube's end, and they were taking forever to approve my channel. It was really dumb. I could show you the picture right now. Like it said, like they hope to review these applications in late January and that it would take a week. So that's what they told me. They said it should take approximately a week and that everything should be done by late January, and they ended up making me wait a month. So it was really annoying for me to having to see that every single day, like that they just didn't do anything and my channel is still under review. So it was really annoying. If you follow me on Twitter, you definitely know I was rambling about that a lot because it was really getting annoying. It's not like I didn't want to upload any videos, it's just because I couldn't until YouTube approved my channel and everything was good about that. So that's pretty much where I've been and pretty much why I couldn't do anything. But now that everything is settled and everything is good, you can expect videos to come back on the channel. I'm definitely going to try to upload more often and try to catch up with some things, and so that's really what I'm going to be doing now for the first couple of videos. I'm going to try to catch up with some old news and rumors about Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch and just give you guys my thoughts. So I'm sure there's not going to be that many people that are going to be watching these videos right now for like the first few videos, as it is pretty much old news. The news is pretty much like 2 or 3 weeks old at this point, but I do want to give you guys my thoughts on it and how I feel about that. And then I think once we start getting some new information coming out for Pokemon Switch, we can start talking about that information with new uploads. But everything should be good now, and yeah, thank you guys so much for being patient, and let's get started into today's video. Alright, so one rumor in particular that I want to discuss with you guys about Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch is actually in regards to the starter Pokemon for these brand new games. As I'm sure a lot of you guys know that Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch is most likely going to be Generation 8, the next new generation of Pokemon, and so there's obviously going to be a bunch of new Pokemon in these games, and among those new Pokemon are going to be brand new starter Pokemon. And I always like seeing the starter Pokemon. I like seeing the new designs that Game Freak is able to create for the starter Pokemon and what kind of like animal and how they base these starter Pokemon. And so we actually have a rumor here about what these starter Pokemon could be like for Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch. Now, I'm going to put up this rumor about the starter Pokemon for Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch on your screen right now. And so this rumor does originate from 4chan, and I already know what you guys are saying in the comments. You're saying like, Aero, what's the point of covering this? It's from 4chan, it's obviously fake, there's no reason to put this in a video. And I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking that, but the thing is, there's actually a lot of times when rumors from 4chan and stuff that's posted on 4chan can end up being true. Now, obviously, a lot of times whatever's posted on 4chan just ends up being garbage, and I do agree with that, but there have been times, and a lot of times we've seen it happen, where stuff that's been posted to 4chan ends up being real, whether it's an image or whether it's like an actual like just text that people upload. There's always some stuff that ends up being true. I mean, who can forget about the time where the entire roster of Super Smash Brothers was put up as just a picture on 4chan, and people were like, okay, it's fake, it's photoshopped, the picture's so blurry, and it ended up being real. They uploaded the stages, the characters, so many detailed pictures about all of the different things that were in Smash Bros, and that all ended up being legit. And there were so many times where I think recently this happened with Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon as well, as like I know like around the first or second week of November, when everybody was waiting for these games to come out, we obviously knew that someone was going to get their hands on the game early and start data mining it and leaking some information. And all of the information that actually came out from Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon when it was data mined first originated from 4chan. There were people uploading pictures of Poipole and Naganadel and all of those like new Pokemon and Ultra Beasts and extra new features that were inside of Ultra Sun and Moon. Those all came from 4chan. So a lot of times 4chan can end up being real, and there's actually something about this particular rumor that I want to talk to you guys about, and I'll let you guys know in the middle of this video as to why I decided to cover it. Now, if we take a look into this rumor, it says here, Chinese leakers are saying that the starters have a grass past, water present, and fire future theme. How would that even work? I guess we will see soon. So before we look into this rumor a bit more and talk about what this rumor could actually mean, I do want to let you guys know about this picture here of the Nintendo Switch and how it says Pokemon on it, and more specifically how it says Pokemon Plus and Pokemon Minus. Now, I don't want you guys to get the idea that the next Pokemon games on the Nintendo Switch are going to be called Pokemon Plus and Pokemon Minus. I just don't see that happening, and I don't think even Game Freak would want to make a game like that. Who knows, I could be wrong about that. Maybe the next Pokemon games could end up being Pokemon Plus and Pokemon Minus. I just don't see that actually being like a real title for a Pokemon game. I don't know, it just doesn't sound that good to me, and I don't think it would make that much sense either. Like, how could they make a Plus based legendary and have Minus based legendary? I don't know, maybe I could be totally wrong about that and this could end up being real, but I don't don't think that the point of this picture was to say that the next Pokemon games are going to be called Pokemon Plus and Pokemon Minus. I'm sure if this person even had information about that, they definitely would have included that in their text here about their supposed leaks and the starter Pokemon. Like they just would have said, oh yeah, also these games are going to be called Pokemon Plus and Pokemon Minus. I think that the only point of adding this image into the post was to say that this post is going to be about Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch, and I think they kind of just looked up some like random fake name to put for the image on the Nintendo Switch, so that's why we ended up seeing Pokemon Plus and Pokemon Minus. I definitely don't believe that the next games are going to be called Pokemon Plus and Pokemon Minus, but that's just me. Alright, so the rumor here is saying that the starter Pokemon are going to have a past, present, and future theme, but what exactly does this mean? And I don't think a lot of people are thinking about this the right way, and I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I think a lot of people are trying to come up with Pokemon that could represent these themes and trying to think of what these Pokemon are going to look like, and I don't think that that's what this rumor is trying to say. Like, this isn't the type of rumor that's trying to tell you that Litten is a cat, Rowlet is an owl, and Popplio is a seal. I think this is just trying to tell you what the overall theme of these starter Pokemon are going to be like. And I know you might be thinking, well, that's just obvious, like it says theme right there, but you'd be surprised as to how many people actually confuse this. People don't understand that the starter trios actually have an overall theme with each generation, and I think it's pretty easy to notice this now with the current generations. Like I think with Gen 7 you can easily tell that Rowlet, Dartrix, and Decidueye represent an archer, as it's pretty easy to notice that. Then you can see that Litten, Torracat, and Incineroar represent like a wrestler. You can definitely see that Incineroar is a wrestler. The signature Z move of that Pokemon literally shows it in a wrestling ring. And then you've got Popplio, which is going to be based off of a siren. Popplio, Brionne, and Primarina are based off of a siren, which is supposed to be like a pop star or like a singer, and you can see that with its signature Z move as well, as it like takes a bow at the end like after it's performed and stuff like that. So it's pretty easy to notice the overall theme. And then we've got Gen 6, which is supposed to be a mage, warrior, and rogue, and I think that's pretty easy for a lot of people to see as well. A mage or like a wizard is obviously going to be Delphox, as that's pretty easy. It's got like a wand too when it attacks. Then we've got the rogue slash thief or like ninja, which is obviously Greninja. It's like a sneaky Pokemon, it's really fast. And then Chespin would be like the warrior, as you can tell that when Chespin evolves into Chestnut, it's got like that big bulk to it. It's got like a really intimidating look to it as well with all the spikes around it. So that's based off of a warrior. It's got some strong physical moves as well. So all of these starter trios always end up having an overall theme. I think that's what this rumor is trying to say here, that the overall theme of the Gen 8 starter Pokemon is going to be past, present, and future. So why did I decide to cover this rumor? Now the thing that I found really interesting about this rumor is how in the post itself it says Chinese leakers are saying that the starters have this theme. And I think the pretty interesting thing about this is because of how we've had a lot of these rumors come out with Chinese leakers, they're pretty credible at this point. And now I know a lot of people can just make up garbage and say that, oh yeah, Chinese leakers have confirmed this, or Chinese leakers are saying that, but I think it's interesting how a lot of times Chinese stuff and Chinese leaks that have been coming out are ending up being true, especially with like Team Rainbow Rocket and a lot of the stuff that came out for Pokemon Sun and Moon during those days as well. I think it's kind of worth not just ignoring stuff that supposedly comes from Chinese leakers. And the really interesting thing, and the good thing I guess we could say, is that we actually have a person that we can go to if any leaks are supposedly based off of Chinese or Japanese, and that is Pokeserena. As we all know, Pokeserena is the person who translated the original Pokemon Sun and Moon Chinese leaks, and Pokeserena herself does have inside sources from Japan and China who give her inside information as the Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch, and she also had some Pokemon information about Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon as well. So yeah, if this rumor mentioned any other different type of language for the leakers, I probably would have ignored it. Like if it said German leakers or Spanish leakers are saying that Pokemon Switch is going to have this type of theme for starter Pokemon, I probably would have ignored it. But because of how it does say Chinese leakers, and we do have a person that we can go to for Chinese information and Chinese inside sources, as well as Japanese inside sources, I decided to take a look and see what Pokeserena has to say about this. And she says that after like reviewing this and like talking to her inside sources about this, she is saying that this rumor is actually 50% accurate. And it's not the 50% that the Pokemon are going to be grass, fire, and water, like that's pretty obvious at this point, but she's saying that she is hearing that these Pokemon, or like these starter Pokemon for the Generation 8 game on the Nintendo Switch, are going to have a past, present, and future theme. She's just unsure as to whether these Pokemon are actually going to be corresponding with this theme as to like what type they are. I kind of messed up how I was trying to say that. Basically, she's just not sure if like the grass Pokemon is going to be based off of the past, if the fire Pokemon is going to be based off of the future, and if the water Pokemon are going to be based off of the present. Like that could be mixed up, but she is saying that she is hearing that there could actually be a theme based around the past, present, and future. So now comes the fun part, which is predicting what these starter Pokemon could look like if they were actually based off of the past, present, and future. So I did some digging online and tried to find some concept art that I think matches these themes for these starter Pokemon, and I'll also leave a link down below to all of this concept art if you guys want to go and check it out for yourself. But yeah, the first one that we have here is the grass starter Pokemon. So for the grass starter Pokemon, I chose this concept art here as I think it matches the theme pretty well. So obviously it's based off of an elephant, and I don't know, but to me it kind of gives me like that prehistoric vibe when I look at this starter trio here for the grass Pokemon. I don't know, it just kind of feels like this elephant could definitely be based off of like an old like animal in real life, and it kind of gives me that old-fashioned vibe as well. So if it's something like the past, I think that this definitely sort of fits that theme pretty well, especially with like the flowers that are on the final evolution of the elephant, as well as like the tail and like the bushes on its back. And I think it looks pretty cool for a grass Pokemon or like a grass starter Pokemon. I think it would be really cool. As for the typing, I think with like the purple flowers, it would definitely be a grass and poison type. I think that suits it pretty well. But yeah, definitely a really cool concept. Now, out of all of the starter Pokemon concept art that I have here, by far the hardest one for me to find was for the water type starter, as it just says here in the rumor that the water type starter is based off of the present. So it's not like really obvious as to what I should look up to try to find an image that could represent what the water type starter could look like. As for the past, I just looked up like an extinct animal or some prehistoric animal that could represent the grass starter, and then for the future it's not that hard either. I'll talk about it in the next one. But for the present, I didn't really know what to look up. I ended up just looking up like water type starter Pokemon and found a design that I like, so I picked this one here. But let me know what you guys think would represent like a water type starter that's based off of the present. And finally, the last Pokemon that we have here is the fire type starter, and so they said here that this fire type starter is supposedly going to be based off of the future. So I ended up finding this design, which I really like here, and I can definitely see how this can be related to the future. As you can see here in this evolution chain for the fire type Pokemon, it ends up becoming like a motorcycle. You can see here it becomes a motorcycle with each evolution. It gets like wheels towards the end, so it looks like a really cool Pokemon concept, and I think this definitely represents like what a future type of Pokemon would look like, as obviously with the motorcycle and the Pokemon, it's like fused together with the machine, and I think it looks pretty cool. So I think this is the type of idea that I can think of as to what they could do for a fire type starter that's going to be based off of the future. And so there you go, guys. Those are all the rumors that we have here for the Generation 8 starter Pokemon for Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch. Definitely be sure to click that like button if you guys enjoyed this video, and also comment down below and let me know how you guys feel about these rumors. Do you think that they're real? Do you think that they're fake? Definitely let me know all of your thoughts down below. If you're new to this channel, then please be sure to subscribe. I'm definitely going to have some more Pokemon content in the future, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Go follow me on Twitter at Aero if you ever want to tweet me something or send me something. I'm usually able to reply to everyone on Twitter, so definitely go and follow me there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.